I'm going to cover downtime or equipment failure analysis and reporting in this video. I'm going to go to the green background hammer icon, and when the downtime analysis screen opens, it's basically listing all of my downtime, it's saying down here in the last 20 years or so. Okay, so what I can do with this is if I go to the view, analyze, for example, grouped category downtime analysis and query, we'll try that one first. I get a screen with a lot of option buttons and drop down box and so on, and I can choose which ones I want to build my query. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to start at number 1, function, and what I want is the sum or the total, and I want the total of the time down, and we'll say by day of the week, and I'll go back way back when. I could limit the records that are included in this by saying only capture records where there was 2 or more instances of a breakdown by the day of the week. I could also include or exclude any of these data items. I'm just going to go with this for now. So I click Inquire, and I get a data set. So what this is showing me is the total amount of minutes of downtime by each day of the week. Now once I have this data, I can export it to Excel by going File, Save, and then I could chart it. Or what I could do is I could use MaintSmart's Ole automation Excel interface, and I could pick the category, the time down, and I see it's not bringing anything up. So what we may have to do is tell MaintSmart that Excel exists on this computer, because we would want this Excel button to become available. So to do that, we'll go to the program configuration, settings, test Excel, and it says it succeeded. We'll come back here and we'll just trigger one of these drop down boxes again. Now we have our Excel button, and we have a data set. So what MaintSmart did is it imported this data into sheet 1, ran some statistics on it, and then also charted it for us. Okay, so that's one way to report the data. Alright, let's look at another option here. Let's go to View, Analyze, and if we picked Best and Worst, this would give us the worst cases if we wanted, if we picked worst, or the best, and the best being the least amount of downtime. We could either pick the worst 7 or the worst percentage-wise. And the filters on the screen essentially work the same way. Okay, let's try something else here. Let's do View, Analyze, Crosstab, and what this is going to do, this is going to give us more of a three-dimensional data set. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do sum again, and we have some other statistical options we could choose. I'll pick impact, which is essentially whatever you want it to be. It can be an opportunity cost. This will be covered more in the downtime data entry video. Okay, in this case, I'm going to go mechanic shift by, we'll say day of the week. And if I'm not really sure what I'm asking for, I can click Show Query. MaintSmart will convert my query up here into simple English. It'll also use this for the title of the chart if we import to Excel. I click Inquire, and I have my data set. Now this works a little different as far as what we want to chart. We can go through and select everything and chart everything, or we can hold the Control key and just chart certain days. So again, we start Excel automation, and this time we have more of a three-dimensional chart. Okay, another thing we could do here, there are some canned reports. We can go File, Print Report, Top 10 Failures, for example. That's basically just a canned report. Okay, and that is top 10 failures, and there may be multiple records in there. is picking the top 10 reasons why things failed. Alright, another thing we could do here is we could use the OLAP. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and populate with all records, bring all the records back. And to use the OLAP, you can either use the Data Queue button down here on the green background screens, or you can go to the View menu item and pick OLAP. Either one does the same. When you use OLAP, what MainSmart is doing is it's drawing from the data set on the underlying grid. So whatever's in that data set is what you have to draw from. Now there'll be another demonstration just on OLAP, but we'll just do a brief one here. I'm going to go ahead and look at this by equipment and compare it to, say for example, operator shift. I can drag and drop. And what I want to get is the time down, the repair time, and the impact time. So what we have here is we have the equipment, the columns are operator shift, and then we have time down, repair time, and impact time. And MainSmart totals all that this way and also totals it across the rows. Okay, so that's quite a bit of data. If we wanted to simplify this, we could drag some of these out, and maybe we'll take the equipment out, and maybe we just want to look at the operator shift by the row. So however you want this to look, it also charts the data for you. Okay, so that is downtime analysis in MainSmart.